All right, let's dive right in. Today we're breaking down a philosophy that has zero room for excuses, zero time for balance, and only one way to measure success: your absolute willingness to outwork everybody else. This isn't about working smarter, it's about working harder, period. And it all kicks off with this declaration. This isn't a conversation, it's a line in the sand. It completely reframes the game of success, right? It takes luck, it takes privilege, and it just tosses them aside. Suddenly, it's a direct contest of will. The question is no longer who's better, it's who wants it more.
So okay, how does this actually play out in the real world? Well, it all starts with one really simple core belief. Your work ethic is your ultimate weapon. It's the one thing that can trump every single advantage someone else might have over you.
Now look at this. This slide really lays it all out. The stuff on the left, talent, genetics, where you come from, you have zero control over that. None. But the column on the right, that's all you, 100% in your control. Waking up earlier, staying up later, putting in more hours. These are all choices you make every single day.
And that's why this idea is so powerful. Relentless, grinding effort becomes the great equalizer. You know, sweat and sacrifice. That's the one currency everybody has access to, no matter who you are or where you started. It turns the whole game into one where you and only you set the terms of engagement. So all of this raw effort, it's not just about being busy. It builds something inside you. It forges a very specific way of looking at the world, the competitor's mindset. It means you stop seeing your goals as just items on a to-do list and start seeing them as a competitive arena that you are determined to dominate. Which brings us to this huge question, right? That moment you realize your big dream, it isn't unique. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of other people chasing the exact same thing. So, what's your move? How do you possibly win when the field is that crowded? Well, the answer is about as simple and as brutal as it gets. You just outwork them. Forget the secret handshakes or the clever shortcuts. You just put your head down and you flat out work harder than all of them. End of story.
And how do you do it? It's not complicated. It's in the daily grind. You get up before they do. You go to bed after they do. And when you're working, you execute every single task with an intensity they can't match. It's a conscious decision that you will simply refuse to be outwilled. And that, right there, is how you create separation. That's how you pull away from the pack.
Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds completely exhausting. But there's actually a really simple, actionable strategy at the very heart of this. It's a small principle that over time creates massive, massive separation. It's called the one more method. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's about building a habit. Your plan is 45 minutes on the treadmill? Nope. You do 46. You have to make 20 calls for work? You make 21. Every single time, you just systematically go one step beyond what was asked, beyond what's expected. And here is the psychological genius behind this. It's not really about the extra rep or the extra call. The real magic is what it does to your brain. You start to build this deep, unshakable belief that you are the kind of person who does the things other people aren't willing to do. And because of that, you start to believe you deserve results they will never, ever get. That belief, that's the separator. But let's be really, really clear about something. This path is not free. It's not all sunshine and victory laps. This kind of relentless pursuit comes with a price tag, and it's a steep one you have to be willing to pay. The first price you pay is almost always social. People won't get it. They'll call you antisocial, they'll question why you're always working, always focused, because frankly, your level of commitment holds up a mirror to their own, and most people don't like what they see. But according to this philosophy, that confusion from other people, that's actually a compass. It's a signal. It tells you that you've left the comfortable, crowded path of mediocrity. Their confusion is your confirmation that you're on the right track. And listen, if you're aiming for the absolute top, the Michael Jordan, the Steve Jobs level, this gets taken to a whole other extreme. To be the best, you have to be so obsessed that you're probably going to be misunderstood by pretty much everyone. They won't just think you're weird, they'll probably think you're crazy. And you have to be okay with that. And this leads us to a conclusion that's a really tough pill for a lot of us to swallow. This pursuit of greatness, it requires you to completely reject the popular idea of a balanced life. It actually demands imbalance. It demands you pour every single ounce of your being into one singular goal. So that brings us to the final, unavoidable challenge. This isn't just some feel-good motivational talk. It's a choice. You've seen the cost. You've seen what it demands. So the real question is, are you actually willing to pay the price?
Because this isn't about giving 100%. Anybody can say they give 100%. This is about finding a way to give 120%. It's about pushing past your perceived limits and finding a gear that other people don't even know exists.
Ultimately, you can boil it all down to this one raw distinction. Losers talk. They complain about losing. They talk about what they're gonna do. Winners just quietly do whatever the hell it takes to win. It's the difference between talking and doing.
And here's the most important part. The power to make this choice is all yours. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need the world to give you a permission slip to be great. The only green light you need is from the person staring back at you in the mirror.
So, that's where we land. There is no secret sauce. There's no magic pill. There's just the work. This entire philosophy really just hangs on the answer to this one final question. What are you going to do right now? The choice is yours.